Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, welcome to Operation Status Quo. One of my most favorite parts of the week is to welcome you to the live stream of Operation Status Quo. Yes, indeedly do. Let's lower down our music and give it Ayo. Ayo. And that's how we officially bring ourselves in. You know, of course, I do that Ayo all the time. Back in my radio days and stuff, I used to always play that Ayo. It's a friend of mine actually recorded that. It's not Ed McMahon. But long story short, that it's funny because I watch a lot of Johnny Carson still on the late night TV, and he's always, every time I hear Ed McMahon go "Ayo" and that kind of thing, I just get a kick out of it. So that's why I'm always like, "Hey, Ayo!" Right? All right. So anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about as usual because it is indeed the live stream of consciousness, and that's what makes this show unique from most of what you see on YouTube. Because most of the time, people are trying to say something very serious. They got a point. They got a bunch of what do they call those things, like facts, right? Or what they consider to be facts anyway. And so they, whatchamacallit, they're ready to give all that information out to you. I'm sorry, I got distracted. My cat is nibbling on my feet over here, but he's still. Let me get the close cam. By the way, let's see if we. Let me go over here. Hold on, I got to pull this out. We'll say hello to Mr. Miles before we get started. I got to go over one of these pages here where I got camera number two. Camera number two. Where is he? I got this stuff all messed up. There he is, Mr. Miles. How about a round of applause? There he is. Everybody. Everybody, you want to say hi to people or what? What are you doing? Oh, Mr. Miles. There he is. Back to camera one if we could. All right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Although I do love the close cam. It's the close cam. It's the close cam. You never know what you're going to see on the close cam because it goes wherever it can. It's the close cam. The close cam. And it goes wherever it can. Yeah, don't cry about it. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah. Ah! Oh, gosh. Don't we have fun, though, right, ladies and gentlemen, in this crazy world and everything that's going on, right? And especially, too, in today's, with today's technology and everything else, everything is like, you know, a put on of AI and everything else. You're not going to get that here. You get real quality, as lowbrow or whatever it may be. You're going to get reality. It's going to be reality no matter what it is here with me on Operation. I'm sorry, I'm so itchy. My cat was around all over me. I'm itching. I just got out of the sauna. I was all hot. Oh my God. I'm really like a maniac, right? Well, I should really prepare myself before I come on. I'm sorry. Ding, 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 ding. What is wrong? Okay, hi. Let me start over. Hi, how you guys doing? Thanks for being here today. I am Pete.Palma. I am your user-friendly host. This, of course, is Operation Status Quo, the place where we observe the status quo of life, where we learn to flow with the status quo of life. And then you know what you got to do. You have to create your own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. So let me know in the comments below. I ask you all the time. I never really see anything ever populate. So if you're listening to this, I mean, come on, do me a favor, take a second and type in there, what are you doing right now to create your own flow of quo? Or what do you do on a regular basis to create your own flow of quo in your life? Because that's what you really need to be focused on to make your life the best it can be for you and those around you, if you care to do as such. All right. And don't forget, if you're living someone else's flow, ladies and gentlemen, you're most certainly not living your flow. No, wait. Yes, if you're not living your flow, you're certainly living someone else's flow. There goes my dyslexia, ADD, and everything all combined into one. If you are living someone else's, if you're not living your flow, you're living someone else's flow. Oh, no, it's a little this one, and that is a no-no. Don't laugh at me. I have enough self-esteem issues. Don't laugh at me. I'm trying so hard. All right. Then, so here we are. I'm sorry. I'm itching. Let me grab a tissue over here real quick. I'm going to do this off camera because it's going to itch. My nose is itch. Doesn't that mean nose itching means you're going to get in a fight, right? You guys want what? You want to start a fight, huh? I mean, we're just here to talk and have a good time. You want to start a problem with me? I don't want a problem with you. If you don't like what I do, then just don't watch. It's not a problem. I don't need any problems, and I don't want no problems from you, and I'm not going to do it. We're not going to do it. No, we're not going to do it. Oh, sit down, you see. Yeah, baby. All right. I'm going to have to let the applause die out on its own before going back to that other street. Speaking of cannons, What happened? We decided not to blow everything up yesterday. Today is the 8th of April in the good year 2026, and today's program is entitled Unplug Me. Will you please unplug me? It was the funniest thing last night when I was watching, I do, as I say, is even though I am not a mainstream guy and I keep away from living in the mainstream world and I don't believe or follow the mainstream narrators, I do say that I do like to watch world news in the evening to see what propaganda is being spread and how they're trying to manipulate the minds of the people. And I found it so fascinating because, of course, David Muir comes on, we're just hours, breaking news as we come on the air, breaking news as we come on every single day, breaking news as we come on the air. How can it be every single day you happen to have breaking news as we, anyway, but he comes on, he's like, we're just hours away from Trump, they're going to blow up the bridges. And he goes on the whole thing of everything he said, they're going to blow up, blow up. And then like 4 minutes into the thing, they come on and go, oh, well, just as you know, this story is ever changing. And right now happens to be breaking again, just while we happen to be on, everybody's the peace deal reached or whatever, right? They're going to do a ceasefire or whatever. And I said, this is like what I tell you guys all the time about, like, it's like watching a soap opera and it's always the cliffhanger and it's always the next thing that they keep you on the hook to watch to see what's going to come. And there's really never any answers. So you wind up just giving all your power away, sucked into these bullshit narratives that they're saying and doing all the time. It's just such a cluster bleep of mess and lies and everything else. And like I always say, I always find it fascinating that people really believe this world is real and they really believe the things that they see and what's being said. Even other people like that I watch on YouTube that are intelligent people. So, and I can't tell because I don't know. Like I feel like everything's fake in a certain way on YouTube. I really don't know. But there's one guy I watch. He's intelligent speaker and he's always saying all these things. And but he gets the same thing. He gets like serious on particular issues. Oh, do you know this is going on in Ireland and this is going on over here? And this, and I'm just like, guy, like, what's the problem with you? Like, why are you putting all? I was gonna say, why are you putting all your energy into facilitating more of that type of stuff? When to me, if you're aware, you already know that the stuff is kind of made up or whatever. That they're never going to be telling you the truth. So why do you put so much passion and emotion into? Like, I watch what's going on in the world. Like, I know that there's this, whatever they say, whatever this conflict is that's going on, not just in the Middle East, but of course still with Russia and Ukraine still going on. You got this potential with China, Taiwan. They talk, but to me, like, I don't believe it that way. Like, what do we, we're going to war game this out. What do you think are the moves that this country's going to make, and they're going to do this because of their oil, and they're going to do this because of this, and their trade agreement with this one, and it's all like nonsense. Because I've spoken about it like a gazillion times. Is that when you go like to the higher level, it's all one conglomerate working together, moving the pieces around the board, really just to keep you chasing your tail. So, you can't get into the issues. Like, it's just, for me, I again, because I feel everything, and I'm not speaking, obviously the world, there's all levels, right? I talk about that all the time. There's always levels, and the things that are going on in the world, are portrayed in certain ways, and they're levels. They're part of a greater, totality. So in my mind, when you're focused on the surface level of things, just like the particular narrative, the particular one instance, it doesn't reflect the totality of what's really going on or the big picture. It's almost like, in a relationship or something, right? You get mad about, I don't know, somebody left their shoe on the floor or something, right? Or didn't flush the toilet or whatever BS. And it's like, the truth is, you're not really mad about like the shoe on the floor, right? Like, it's some deeper issue that, like, maybe when you were a kid, your parents beat you with a shoe, and just seeing a shoe makes you sick, So like, maybe something like that happened, and it's just a whole nother, deeper. What I'm trying to say is it's always a deeper thing, or, something, when someone does something, and I'm taking it now down to individual relationship levels, whether it be at work and you're not recognized, or something happens that you don't feel heard. It's never like the particular situation. It's the feeling that you and again, it comes, and I'm really going off on a tangent here now, but it comes down to like expectations in a way too. Subconsciously, I'm sure all of us, we have expectations at times. That's why you have to be responsible for your thoughts and aware and all that type of thing that I'm always trying to express here on Operation Status Quo, because in general, you have a kind of a preset level of expectation in a sense. And when you think you've done something that is going to bring something back to you in a way, and you have an expectation for it, but someone else doesn't have that same expectation or the same whatever connection to the action that you take doesn't mean the same thing to them. They're not going to be able to reflect it back to you because that particular way is not reflective of, they don't see it in that way. So it's not going to, they're not going to be able to regurgitate, I should almost say, right? They're not going to be able to like put it back, in the way that you want to see it, right? It goes down even to like love languages and stuff. Everybody shows emotions and everything in different ways. And again, the same thing with this, with everything that's going on in the world to try to, swirl it back up, to the big thing. There's people have expectations of what leadership should do or what countries should do. And think about it. Most people in other countries have no idea what other people in other countries are even going through or what their day-to-day life is. Most people know is what is their folk and way they do. And that's the only thing that seems right? Because that's what you are encapsulated in all the time. So this is the right way to proceed in this regard. This is the right way to think about this, or, whatever the case may be. But in general, there's like a multitude of ways. And again, that's why I'm saying like everything that happens in our world happens in these ways that seem so haphazard and such, because there are a multitude of ways of expression and realization of, in actuality, the one total picture. But there's all just the little pieces of it, like dropping a glass and breaking it and all the fragments, right? But if you take them all together, you got the one, glass again, but in this little shard that split across the floor over here and that little shard that got stuck in the wall over there, they're living two totally different lives now. That's that little shard over there, and that's that little shard over there, and this little shard don't know about that little shard, and they don't know that they're actually part of the same damn glass that broke. And if they can just get their shards together, we can be one unified shard. Yeah! Let's be a shard. Don't be ashamed to be a shard. No, no, no. Yeah. Anyway, then like we're fed all this rigmarole all the time. I think about the to me, I wasn't like I wouldn't say I knew, because you never know, but I did not think that, they're going to go blow up every single power station. They're going to blow up the bridges. They're going to just put, the whole country out of power. And I mean, just think about how ridiculous it even sounds to say. You think these people don't know? You know what I mean? It's just like, it's so ridiculous, over the top to begin with. The fact that it was even being said. Then, the truth of it is, too, we should be insulted on top of it just because, they play with people's lives this way. I mean, could they blow everything up? I guess they could. Do they want to? Probably not really overall. because, again, they're doing something else totally up here. It's not the same story that we're being told, down here. And so, are they going to blow everything up? It's just, and the things that they say and the way they couch it, and that's what I was going to say, like to put people in a situation, because a lot of people do believe surface level stuff. They really do think that these particular leaders are in charge, and this is exactly what's happening. I'm sorry for those people, but they believe it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's insulting to them. They should be insulted too by all of them. And I think that's part of why this is going on. I mean, it's so over the top, maniacal, crazy, everything that we're seeing and the way people are talking to each other and relating to one another. It's just, again, I would say a microcosm, but it's a microcosm in a way because it's the global stage. It's one facet, but it is encapsulating the totality of humanity and the confusion and the division and the fear really that we all have of one another and everything in life because of everything that's been created in the way that the world operates, and on a subconscious level as well too, that are things that our world is changing and technologies are changing and consciousness is changing, and where people are placing their priorities and their focus and their time, all that is changing. The way they're thinking about what they want to do with their life, all that is changing. So those changes, those subtle changes within each of us create the outward picture of the changes that we see within the world as far as our mainstream structures of education and food and medicine and media and everything, right? So it all, and banking, all the nonsense and the lies and how everybody's manipulated all this time. And so, as humanity kind of shifts, then the way we do business, the way we associate, the way we create a as as much as we can, a society, an overall society. All that's changing, and there's a lot of fear within people too who don't want to see things change. Especially, you think people that are a lot older and all, they're not looking for a brand new world in a way, and you got people that are younger that don't even know the possibilities. They're just, so just saying there's such a mishmash, and there's a lot of fear in the world. And then of course our leaders, if they were really leaders, if it wasn't part of the whole thing of whatever, right? That's why I always say we can't focus on these things because it's part of something so much more beyond. But if they weren't real leaders in a sense, they wouldn't be doing like, oh, okay, we're gonna blow everything up at 8:00, and then they come on the news at 6:30 and say, oh, all of a sudden we got a deal, and then this, and it's like the yo-yo, and they just keep messing with everybody's brain. How many people were scared to death yesterday? I'm sure plenty. I guess like there's no way they're going to do this. There's obviously just no way they're going to do it. They're not going to tell you and then do that. Like it would be more like a 9/11. You're not expecting it, and then they come and blow up the buildings, while you're in them. So anyway, and then on top of it, as soon as that happened, as soon as I saw that they came to this peace thing or whatever, I realized, I said to myself, I got to go check the stocks and look at the futures. And, sure enough, it was already up like close to 1,000 points last evening, on the overnight. The COMEX is closed, obviously, here, but, the futures were trading. Everything, of course, oil went down, but, precious metals went up. And then, and today, I guess the stocks are up. Last I checked, they were up like, 1,200 points. And I'm just saying, come on, like that should show you even more how BS everything is, right? Because in a world that really cared about anybody and wanted to really do the right things, these wouldn't be like the most important things. Like it's always about the money. Everything's always about the money. And that's, it's one of the reasons I speak on this so much is our mainstream world, and we give our lives away to earning. I know we need to make money to live, and I'm not trying to say, but on top of it, a lot of people, everything's about the money. And the money gets you what? Gets you the better house, the more this, the more that. You just become like buried in material goods and things and chasing after. And then the more you have, the more you got to make, the more you got to keep it up. And then if you lose stuff, then it looks like you're a loser because you're up here and now you're down there, right? It's just like a dumb thing. And then for the world to even be that way, if it was such a humanitarian crazy thing, they're going to go in and they're going to decimate the total population of this country, which was funny too that Mr. T had said, they'll appreciate it because they want to get rid of this regime. It's like, I'm like, yeah, well, I'm sure Americans would say the same thing. Americans would appreciate it if you just shut down like the power grids in all the country because we know that something better's coming. They would appreciate it, right? But anyway, they say all that, blah blah blah, and then right away the stocks go up. It becomes like the number one thing. It's like, oh, okay, we're not going to blow everything up. Let's start, selling widgets again. We got more of these, whatever BS products that we're getting from China, selling like, hey, $9.99, right? Not get one flashlight, get another MAGA light, whatever. And they sell all this bullshit. Like they got the one light. I saw the one commercial for like the brightest light in the world. Act now, get a second one for $29.95. It's like that's like the priority and the focus all the time. I'm trying to sell you something of nothing, and and then the prepper people. I enjoy listening to them because I appreciate the skill sets that they have to, forge a life on their own outside of, the comforts of what's built into our mainstream. They're able to, filter some water and, get some eggs with some chickens and do different things. But it's always like this doom and gloom. Like the war's always coming. And, even though we picked this today, it's still coming. It's like, well, then it's always come. When's it come? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, how are you going to spend your life is what I mean, right? When I say time is kind of instantaneous. There's no separation and all that type of stuff in general. So, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, how are you going to spend your time? You're going to spend your whole day prepping for, like, a doom kind of event. And, like, I always talk about, if a doom event comes, like, what are you going to do? You're going to live in a bunker, in a shelter. You got to put your hazmat suit on to go outside, so with the radiation, you got to have your proper, whatever instrument to test if your blood's boiling. Like, it's just like, I don't know. And then you're just going to sit down there with your bags of dried prep food or your cans of tuna and beans and do what? Live underground and say maybe, then if people are coming after you, got to shoot people and you're going to have crazy people. It's just like, it's too much. I'm just trying to enjoy life. Can we just enjoy life together? Hold on.
Heyo.
Thank you very much. So, so that's why I said today's show is called Unplug Me. Unplug me, please. I'm basically unplugged, but when obviously you hear me talking, I'm pretty unplugged. But when I watched last night, I just couldn't wait to start talking. I was like, look at this crap. Not only did they avert what they said they were going to do, which of course, like, you're not going to just anyway. And then on top of it, it comes on right on World News, and it's like first they come on and tell you everything of what they're going to blow up and how bad it's going to be, and then all of a sudden, oh no, the breaking news comes in. Some kind of deal's been brokered, and then they go back to like, how the people in Iran were preparing if this did happen. They still keep pumping it at you. It's just like there's no true love or compassion in our mainstream world. People are afraid of AI and robots, and saying how cold and inhumane and they don't have a soul. But what doesn't have a soul is the mainstream machine. That doesn't have a soul, right? David Muir doesn't have a soul. The leaders of the world, there's no soul. They're the AI. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're the AI. They're the construct of a figment of imagination to elicit fears or elicit particular responses within groups of population, hitting certain demographics in certain ways with certain attributes of itself, and you know what I mean. And it's just like that's the real enemy. And it's not about like, I know because people, it's like, just feel like I can't reach people with this message for some reason. Like, people still want to just get up every day and just keep doing what they're doing and keep staying in it. And I just don't understand why you want to keep doing some BS job that don't mean anything. Why do you want to give your time away? Why do you want to, still go and support like Burger King? Like, why are you so lazy that you have to call like Uber Eats to deliver a Starbucks coffee and a Danish to your house? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just a frivolous, wasteful, mindless in general, not everybody, okay? But just saying in general, society that, just lives their life in this way, and they'd be the ones that would be upset if all of a sudden, it's fun. Oh, we watch over there, we're blowing these guys up, and like even the people who talk about, oh yeah, Iran's been a terrorist since the 47 years, and oh yeah, let me call DoorDash and and get them to deliver me like a Wawa fruit cup. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, get out there and like go freaking live life and stop giving your stuff. Go grow your own fruit is what I'm saying, or make your own coffee at home and live life and do things instead of just checking off boxes, and everything's out of convenience, at a fingertip away, a phone call away, a text away. You know what I'm saying? Like and to do all that and to have all those conveniences is really, you're trading like your soul and your very essence, because to be within all that, you have to live within the means of what they provide for that to be given to you, right? So you're basically shutting off your true self to have like a mechanical self, really. So I don't know, that's all I'm saying. It's just like, it's all nonsense and BS. Even, and not even to touch on the moon again, but they they showed the pictures yesterday too of amazing images now coming back from Artemis, right? The pictures are coming back and they show the moon, and I'm saying this don't even look like the freaking moon. It's just like, it's so ridiculous. And for people to believe that those are real pictures coming back from this goofy shuttle thing, and I know how I sound sometimes. I'm really sorry. I'm not, again, I don't try to discount anything. Like I said last week, I go by intuition and what I feel. I'm not against anything, okay? I'm not trying to say what's right or what's wrong. All I know is, like, when I watch what I see and the way they show and the way they portray it in all facets, right? I'm just saying that it's from something as simple as, like, yesterday when I was watching the local news on there for the weather, and the local weatherman here is at one of the baseball games, the minor league team baseball game over in Clearwater, and just the stupid questions he asked. Like, oh, you ever been to a game before? Oh, you having a good time? It's just like, and it's like the stands were empty. It was rainy a little bit yesterday too, but it's just funny. He's trying to make it like it's a big, you know what I'm just saying? Like, it's just so trite and contrived, and there's no like people just being real. Like, that's why I do what I do the way I do it. Okay. It's like, I don't give a shit whether, whatever, who likes, doesn't like, how it comes in, whatever people want to think. But the one thing you can't take away is that I'm being totally myself and totally real. And I'm not trying to make shit up, and I'm not trying to make it like cute and funny or this or that and some kind of like, candy bullshit, to please a people and get an advertiser. It's just like, F all that crap, man. And like, to me, like, living your true self will bring the things that are really meant for you into your life, whatever that may be, whatever facet you're doing, however you're living. The right people will come to be your friends. The right people will come to support you and you be supported. The right opportunities will come to your life if you're living that way. And I'm not saying everybody is a failure or whatever, right? I just mean, like, I know people in my life, like good people that were, business people and stuff. But I look back and I think, like, your whole life was, just chasing after this all the time, and the business grows, and then you have like one house, two house, three houses, this and that, and it's all like, I don't know, and it's just like your whole, like, I don't know. I'm like, listen, you can have all that stuff and you can live a really great, comfortable human life with material possessions and money and whatever you want to buy and the best healthcare if you trust them. But anyway, right, and all that kind of thing too. But do you ever get to really know your soul and your essence? That's all I'm saying. Like, it's not about, no, I'm the way I am. I'm obviously fairly vehemently opposed to our mainstream structure and world. And the main reason is because of just that. It doesn't encourage people to really know themselves or seek their soul. What does it do? If it creates places of distraction and comfort and ease that takes you away from opportunity to really even know who you are or what you want to do. You're never taught or you're never shown, like, well, what do you want to do? Like, how do you perceive life? What do you feel when you see this? Like, when you see the moon right there in the sky, do you think it's 400 something thousand miles? How many far? I don't even know. How far do they say the moon is? I should Google. I'm not going to Google it now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do you feel when you look up in the sky? What do you feel when you watch, one of these media outlets and the way that they're telling you the story and how serious they are and how dramatic they are and and it's over and over and they just keep pumping it in your head? Like, if I was one of those guys doing that type of job, I would have put a bullet in my head. I'd be like, Jesus, God, I can't talk about this no more. Can we talk about something fun? How about an ice cream cone? They're bad for you too, but let's talk about an ice cream cone. I like ice cream. I like ice cream. Yeah. All right. Hey, if you're with me, let me know in the chat. Let me know in your chat. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Honestly, I haven't had ice cream in a good couple of years. I like ice cream, but I just, it's junk and it's poison. So I don't have, I guess if there was a special occasion somewhere, I would get it. I used to get, there's this avocado brand of Cado. I think it's called Cado is the name of the brand. It comes in the pints. It's expensive, but it's good. It's ice cream, but it's made with avocados. It's really tasty and delicious, actually. But anyway, ding, 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 ding. Let me know. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? All right. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as I always talk about, it's just, being aware and not, keeping ourselves. You got to unplug me, which you probably would love to unplug me. Would you like me to just unplug and never come back? Let me know in the comments below. I'm probably not going to happen, but I could think about it, right? I can at least maybe give you a better warning of when I'll be on exactly so that you're not, not caught off guard, and you can make sure that you totally disregard me in every way whatsoever. So listen, I want to let you know a quick couple updates. The website is coming probably next week. I believe we should be going live with that, and the song is coming out as the date is April 25th. We'll have a new song out. So yeah, we're doing pretty good here in the new world, having a good time on Operation Status Quo. I hope you guys are having fun out there too. Remember, I say everything I say just because I'm trying to just, give a perspective, and, I'm just trying to give a perspective and just trying to say, like, guys, let's just take a effing break for 5 minutes and do, help each other and make people feel good. And, instead of like a whole country thinking like, well, they're going to blow up every single thing we have. People shouldn't even be thinking that way. I don't believe it was ever going to, they're not going to do something like that. Maybe they will. I don't know. Whatever happens, they're gonna if they want to shake up the population of the world enough, they'll do something like they did with 9/11, right? I mean, purposely blowing up those buildings. Everybody don't think our government didn't know and all that type of stuff. And, all the explosives inside, everything, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go down. Just saying, when they want to do it, they'll do it. Just like the Titanic. When they want to kill people, they'll kill them. So, we just got to sit back and watch. And in the meantime, we should just enjoy ourselves and not give our time, attention, power, and everything else away to what they're creating, because they're only creating it for their own benefit and not for yours or mine or ours as a totality. So we might as well do it for ourselves. All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I have for you here today, by the way. So I'm going to finish there. So if you haven't done so already, please take the time to like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. As you very well know, I love each and every one of you out there individually as well as a group. God bless you. And until next time, Operation Status Quo, disengaged.
Is a boulevard of 10 short blocks.